I've returned.
Yeah, I was experimenting with a 5-minute nap and it didn't work very well.
Yeah, it takes me like more than 5 minutes to even fall asleep.
Yeah.
So.
I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
My alarm woke me up and it was very disruptive and I felt horrible.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the worst.
I know, my naps are always like 2 hours minimum.
It's just because I got a shower in my bed. I washed my sheets just yesterday, so like everything's really like fresh and soft feeling. And then
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was able to go to sleep very easily, but it was I only had like 5 minutes to nap, and it felt awful having to get up.
I'm sorry that we dragged you away from that.
It's okay. It's torturous, but it's life.
Oh yeah, reality.
It's the price you pay for Kermit. I was gonna say comedy, but Kermit sounds more accurate.
Kermity.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I could have spent like 3 more minutes napping. How could you, Zach?
Yeah, why did you start the stream if you're in the middle of eating? Just your eating noises?
It's ASMR.
Uh-huh. Excuse me, when did I arrive today? Today, and when did I arrive 2 days ago? Well, I think you assume wrong, sir.
It's you and Saba.
Yeah, yeah. I make sure to check if you're up.
Our data, no.
My God.
Well, I sometimes just have to exit out of it because due to like those technical difficulties we had last time, and I don't know if it was a link to it or not, but I just didn't want to take chances.
I don't have a Twitch account.
You don't need one.
Oh,
You can
okay.
still watch.
I mean, I am currently. I just didn't know if that affected anything.
My internet literally can't take it. They can only handle one live stream at a time. Yep.
It could happen if you just advertise yourself.
If you just
Advertise
make 50
myself
alternate
where,
accounts.
Adrian? I'm not going on r/Twitch.
Welcome to the world of trying to make as an independent artist.
That's fair. Yeah, but you have a product that you make. Like, what am I supposed to do? Be like, hey, look at this, 20 hours of video that we have.
Make 50 alternate accounts.
I don't want to do clips. It's so annoying. I did clips for that one episode that we did because I remembered all the jokes. We definitely have a lot of clippable moments in the stream, but come on.
Well, that's on you if you want to get clout, if you want to chase that clout.
I don't want no clout.
I can't believe you. How could you deny the power
Fair
of clout?
clout, ma'am.
You're king, you dropped your clout.
Oh god.
All right.
I
this is
totally
happening.
forgot.
Right back into it.
I'm still angry.
I've been angry for 24 hours.
Oh,
yes, Gumshoe, harness the anger.
Fuck, I forgot about Blue Badger. Oh, we're already done talking. Oh, we didn't examine the scene, right? That's what we were doing.
Hello. Hey, Pompadour Gumshoe's over there talking to Skin Suit Kermit.
Actually, since we're here, Saba, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Can we test the audio levels again?
Oh, psh.
Because I've been fucking with stuff this whole time without being able to hear it. I'm just kind of estimating.
Okay, well then, I don't know. Everyone just talk with each other real fast.
Hey, Gumshoe.
Please stop. That's awful.
How's it going, Gumshoe? You wanna come back over here and dance with me?
Well, I can tell me and Adrian are fine.
So you guys
I
are
can talk
fine.
about my
Perfect.
love of period dramas for the next like 24 hours if you want.
What the fuck
True.
is a period drama?
Okay, well, Carrie
It
are
all-
also good.
It all boils down to one word: costumes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Costume.
Costumes.
Okay, I think Grant's good too. Can you just talk a bit, Zach?
Nah.
Alright, well then fuck your stream.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. It was really weird to like reminisce about JoJo's today, Grant, because
I
it was
think-
just like
Oh, yeah.
I was
Sorry,
like I
I
had
know.
just gotten out of my out of the shower, so I was still like tired from the workout or whatever. And then I was like, you know what I want to listen to? I want to listen to Great Days. And then I did, and it was like, man, I remember when this came out originally, and then it just like made me like start thinking about a bunch of stuff.
Okay. I think, in general, you're a bit lower than the rest of us.
Really?
Yeah.
That's difficult to believe. Because it's me. I'm afraid
Well.
that I'm gonna put myself I'm afraid because I'm so dynamic in voice that this is gonna be a problem. But
I don't know, just
let's see, I guess.
I mean, we can hear you fine originally. I think it's just for some reason you just feel a little bit lower than the rest of us.
Okay. I'm actually gonna
But
turn the game
that's
up
it.
slightly as well. Like the slightest bit. Because right now the game is on 5%. I'm gonna put it to 7. There we go. Alright, technical hoo-ha done. Alright, what do we wanna examine? Car.
Oh yeah, Carrie, so did you or me want to do this? I was fine either person, or did you want to like we could switch off when one person gets tired?
No, you gotta stick with the person doing the thing, otherwise it'll get weird.
I don't know then.
I can do it.
Wait, is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, I don't know, for some reason I'm like fresh out of like energy for, I think Zach just killed the peppy girl for me a little bit.
I'll kill you.
I can do
Put her
a
out back.
slightly sassier teenage girl.
Yes,
I
I want.
Wait, so
As a
so
former
Penny?
teenage girl. Yeah, sure, Penny, but with like the less of like the Valley Girl vibe.
Sure.
Month of being an
Okay.
asshole.
If you can get the subtleties of that in there, I'd be really impressed.
I mean, I also really liked what you had before too. I thought it actually really fit her.
Oh, okay. I'll start with like what I had and then like gradually slip into it if I can. All right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white?
Patrol?
They're just like,
Patrol.
Petrol.
No.
Petrol
Oh,
cars.
petrol car! No idea. Why?
Well, I think they're designed after a panda.
You're a dumbass.
She is
Hey,
100%
man.
correct.
A panda? What do you, Grant?
Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory.
Mm,
a game theory.
Oh,
Thanks for
Oh,
watching.
theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
Yes, I do mind. It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me.
I
The
said, "Here, car,
I
here,
stole
car."
it. I
And
stole the
and
car.
it came to me very quickly. I got pulled out of the way for some reason, but you
it
know.
was just a scientific experiment, you know?
We had just been at the zoo, see?
What about zebras? Or do they not have those at the zoo? At your zoo?
Listen, funding for zoos is important.
Yeah, you know, pandas here at the American Zoo.
America.
I don't know. Are there any? What's the closest zoo? To
Pandas
us?
at the United Zoo. For me, it's Oakland.
Oakland, probably.
Oakland, yeah.
That's the
There's a
biggest
zoo in
major
Oakland?
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Oakland Zoo, dude.
I thought Oakland was just like a trash fire based on what people had told me.
Well, some parts of Oakland are like that.
Oakland, in
Oakland's
some
big
parts, it's
enough to
nicer than
have
San
parks?
Francisco. Yeah?
I thought Oakland was like a part of the city.
Oakland's its own city.
No, Oakland's its own thing, dude.
Oakland's a city?
Yes, City of Oakland.
Oh,
You have to cross an entire bridge to get to San Francisco.
Okay, I did not. So legit, I did not know that. I just assumed it was like New York, where New York has like boroughs, and the boroughs have their own name. I assumed that there was a part of San Francisco that was called Oakland.
No.
Oh
Oakland's-
no, Oakland is its own
no.
thing.
Okay,
Oakland
well that's good
Raiders.
information.
Well-
That's
we should
real
go
good
to the
information
Oakland
to
Zoo
learn right
sometime.
before I leave.
I think
Well,
my
there you
friend
go.
likes. I think they have sun pandas there.
They do, yes. They
Yeah, my
just
friend really
opened.
likes those.
They just opened a California wildlife section, and then coronavirus happened, so that's cool.
Oh, wonderful.
The
Look.
best thing.
Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective.
And then I said, hey, you do that. Your soup will get cold, buddy.
Oh, get it.
That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried.
I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Oh, sorry.
No, you want to take my lines too? I'll let you.
Yeah, sure. I'll just slowly take over everyone.
Oh yeah, you know this line
don't
that's
care.
central to Phoenix's character, where he compliments these two officers on the street.
I actually really like that joke. The idea of that joke now is just over time, we all just
Everything
refuse
becomes
to read our
Carrie.
lines, so Carrie has to read everything.
Oh my god.
No, it's Carrie. If you need me to take it back, I'll take it back, Carrie. Just so you know.
I'll
Take
just kick Saba so she can't save you.
I'll do it. I'll be the girl.
Hello.
We'll all be the
I mean,
girl.
make a good
I mean, it's fair to say, since I forfeited to some extent, not because I forced Carrie
The
to do this,
detectives
because I'm totally gonna take it back.
in there look pretty busy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sorry, Saba.
I mean, I was just gonna say you can give me any like role since I kind of pushed this off onto Carrie. I don't mind. I was just trying to be nice.
Just imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama is in action.
A moment of silence between Saba like sobbing and then
And
just
me being like,
Carrie reading the line.
by the way,
Oh my god.
There is no kindness in this stream.
Listen,
damn,
dude,
that's crazy.
it's difficult for me to be nice to Saba when she comes right out of the gate insulting me.
You could have ended that sentence that it's difficult for me to be nice.
Fuck off, dude.
And I
I'm
feel
super
like that
nice
would've
a
been
lot.
accurate.
It's
Yeah,
just I'm
so-
also really
so-
mean a lot.
What you're telling me is that I should cut any sympathy I ever had for Zach, right?
What the? I'm telling you to do the
Uh-huh.
opposite. I'm telling you to give me like a burger flipping second before you're like, oh, Zach did something stupid, blah. That's my
how I
Saba
talk.
impression.
Well, I get to cross off Zach and Saba fight on my theater mode bingo.
You're,
What are the other? Give me two other things that are on your
Oh,
theater
no.
mode bingo, please. 'Cause I really want to know.
Technical issues,
Okay,
Oh, we already
And
that's
know.
then,
the free space in the middle. But what else?
establishing ridiculous lore.
Kermit voice is the free space.
Kermit voice is the free space. You're absolutely
I
right.
also have,
Even when we're not playing Ace Attorney, I will 100% whip out the Kermit voice just because it's fun.
I also have Zach dipping into Boston accent.
What?
Getting angry. Dipping into
This is
accent.
okay.
Adrian coming back from a D&D session.
Adrian came back from a D&D session, in parentheses, tired.
that's gonna happen at least like 2 or 3 times every week.
That's true. Then I got it.
But
Are you
thankfully-
do you actually have a list, or are you coming up with these at the top of your head?
Coming up with these at the top of my head.
This is a good idea. We should make it a list.
I was thinking about one earlier because
Someone
I
else
was
do that.
listening
I
to
already
it.
made like a bunch of media for the theater mode. I've made more media for theater mode than anyone else has so far.
I mean,
besides
That's true.
Zach
What are you
and theater
talking?
mode
I'm about to
itself.
say, what are you talking about? I literally make the media.
I said I was well.
The what?
If you would have listened,
I
was
don't
gonna
like
add on
listening.
besides Zach itself. Zach, you're not painting yourself in a very pretty light here.
I don't care.
Yeah, Zach.
Again, proving my point.
I was wondering about that.
Hello.
What? The Dancing Blue Panther. It's my masterpiece.
He does.
you-
Mr. Gumshoe.
He talks to me.
Oh, please. You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing.
This baton used to be brown.
Oh no.
Nice work.
Very powered, so I could go anywhere.
So bad.
Oh.
There's no switch. We can't turn it off. Please help.
Okay.
Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops.
Or until right now, where he's just not moving anymore, I guess.
He only moves when you
What
look
the
at him.
fuck? Why is this? Oh,
Blue
wait,
Badger
because we
killed
have
him.
the... Yes, wait.
Hello, Phoenix.
Wait, can I not do anything with it?
I thought it was
I like how
supposed to
we're-
move when you go up close to it.
I think
Apparently.
it's actually just a zoom in on the backdrop. Like
Yeah,
here.
I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like one of those Halloween motion activated like decorations.
I move when I smell blood.
And I always smell blood.
You're filled with it. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board over there. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911.
It's fun karma. Emma?
Very.
You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looks like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human.
That's an intense statement.
They
has
hardly
a
look
point.
human.
They all have green felt on
Yeah.
them.
She like leans in really close. She's like, they hardly look human. Help me. The banner here is announcing the crime fighting campaign.
Isn't that their job? Why is there a specific campaign for this?
When they say fighting, they mean like fist fighting, where they're removing the guns from the system and just like brawling the criminals. Like
Nice.
Finally. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets.
Can't you just buy that? I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
What family wouldn't want a set at home?
What?
It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
That's a creative way to interpret that.
Alright.
I think most. Oh, sorry. I can't. Okay.
He's
sorry.
crossed it off my
Awkward
bingo.
pausing tonight. That's what his thing is.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
can't
It's okay.
read. We need different colors.
You are 100% right. This would be a lot
I've
better.
never been a
with colors.
semi-major character before.
It is.
I know,
I
isn't
think,
it,
I think the last time we
exhausting?
brought up the colors, I said the exact same thing, but it's just like they absolutely did not expect this game to be played in this format of like multiple people reading the lines like this, so it wouldn't really matter for an individual person, but like it would be nice to have as an option. Excuse me.
But that's too much effort, Zach.
It's a color. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help.
Alright,
I wouldn't
well.
know. All I have is an aloof sister. I always get excited when I come to a police station.
Why is that?
It just feels like I've jumped into a movie or a video game. Yay!
Wouldn't that be weird if you were in a video game, Phoenix?
This isn't some sort of video game. We can't just figure it out off those bullshit evidence.
She starts having like a hysterical attack because she's like, "This doesn't make any sense. How did you know about this nonsense?" And Phoenix
How'd you
is
know
like,
about the
"I don't
parts you
know.
weren't
It just
there
came to
for?"
me." Huh?
Sorry. You know, with all the police and criminals and Kermits.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust.
No. Funny. I thought they were talking about the weather.
Aren't they talking about their soup?
All right, I
soup
think
that they
that's
have with
everything
one
here.
hand.
Can you move into the building?
Nope.
Apparently not. Can you present
What the
Gumshoe
heck?
in English listing?
Knife?
Have you seen my badge?
As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one.
What? You-
I know better than to go blabbing all about things I don't know.
I erased his memory.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
wouldn't want you to do that either.
Good.
Work
Edgeworth's
hard.
knife.
The
Stab it.
bat or the what is it? Trophy? Wouldn't he know about it?
Found in Mr.
Oh, we
Edgeworth's
already
car.
did this.
Oh,
I
right,
already
we
did this. Yeah.
Ooh.
Alright.
Sadness. Fuck.
Stretcher, if I could happen in heaven.
We have to find out what's going on here.
Here we go.
What's happening?
That?
I guess we
Hey.
can. I guess we can go back to the parking lot.
Somebody's
Wait,
like,
why
who
did
took my
why did we
wallet?
come here?
Yeah, what do we have to get here?
Hang on.
Didn't Edgeworth? I mean, no. Edgeworth just left. He talked about how he got
He
the
told us-
trophy from police station.
Yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
Oh,
That's-
maybe we present Gumshoe with that?
with the actual trophy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
See.
Oh.
Hey, that's it.
Well, there you go.
You got it, pal. You guessed the right evidence.
Good job. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Is it awards?
Award ceremony.
Apparently, there was more than one award.
Yeah, I guess there's a bunch.
Oh, okay.
And the award for Best Detective Kermit goes to...
Kermit! And they're all like, yay!
Yay!
Of course, pal, I got an award for
Oh.
diligence myself.
Ooh.
Best Diligent Detective goes to
Ah,
Gumshoe
congratulations.
Number Alpha.
Oh,
Number
it's such
Alpha.
an honor.
Oh.
Just wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Because nefarious as shit.
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
When you're older.
Cool, thank you.
When you're older, I don't like the implications of that.
Thank you, Gumshoe. Very cool.
Apparently he's forgotten.
Thank you, Gumshoe. Very cool.
I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers at the prosecutor's office.
Naysayers. Must be because of the rumors.
The sayers that say nay.
We are the naysayers.
Nay! Nay!
Me.
It's just a bunch of
He's in
horses.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again. Yeah, remember when he shot that dude?
Yeah, it was crazy, right?
Remember when he shot that dude and then we proved that he didn't so he could get away with it?
When he like
Oh,
totally
sorry.
shot the dude.
Murder of that defense attorney Ham.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
I don't know what that word means. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth.
Listen, I'm a cop. There is no innocent.
Oh my
You're
god.
only guilty.
Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing got right, but they're always whispered rumor.
I was about to say a joke, but then I thought twice and decided to not put that on recording.
Uh-oh.
Zach
So
wants
you're
to say
gonna-
the N-word as usual.
Since
Maybe
when have I
type
ever
it in
wanted
the
to say
chat.
that, Adrian?
That's the joke.
Great.
Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting.
Just, hey,
Hey,
Edgeworth killed a guy.
you
What?
you remember that time that Edgeworth faked a bunch of fucking evidence for his job title?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
They're shouting from like the 5th floor to the 6th floor, just like through the window. Hey, you down there on the sidewalk. Do you know who Edgeworth is? Oh, let me
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
of course I do. He's the guy who
Get out of
fucking
here,
forced
Kermit.
evidence, right?
Wait,
This doesn't concern you.
wait. Hey, you. Shit. Let me work this. Hey, you. Have you heard about Edgeworth? Oh yeah. Hey, you don't need a shout. Let me just get up there real quick. Hop, 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 hop. Like 40 of them stack on top of each other, so they get up to the guy's height, and they're like, "Oh, okay. How's it going?"
They do the thing where it's like the sticky fucking like plastic man toy that you fling at the wall, and it like
Oh, like it was a hand?
yeah, it flips down, but in reverse.
But in reverse. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how they climb up buildings.
They just like flap, 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 flap.
Stairs? Who needs stairs? Come on, Kermit team, assemble!
Assemble. It's like that. It's like that one episode of Codename Kids Next Door where all the lunch ladies' like food just turns into a giant like kaiju.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious.
I had no idea he was under the gun.
Usually he's behind it.
Shooting
Anyway,
people.
this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself.
That's an interesting wrinkle. I like that. What?
But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. That's a hard sentence. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us.
Where do you think that term came from? That like
Biting the bullet.
Biting the bullet?
yeah, biting the bullet. Like was that a thing where it's like in order to check if a bullet was real, you had to like
Yeah.
bite on it like it's a coin?
What's the idiom mean again?
Biting the
Like
bullet.
taking the L.
Like, take one for the team.
Yeah, I must say, I think it
Hold
literally
on.
translates to the same thing as like taking one for the team.
Oh, the phrase was first recorded by Rudyard Kipling in his 1891 novel called The Light That Failed.
Context?
I was about to say, do we have any context? Or do we need more time?
Let me just pull up the Wikipedia for this one.
Alright.
Oh, Wikipedia, the online encyclopedia. I don't get it.
Here, I'll
Adrian.
also look.
What's the name of the guy who people made fun of because he's constantly asking for donations?
I am
Like
not...
the guy who
sure.
like runs Wikipedia or whatever. He has like a funny name.
Apparently, guys, it also maybe came from the practice of having a patient clench a bullet in his or her teeth as a way to cope with extreme pain or
Why
like
the
surgical
fuck would they
procedures.
bite a bullet? Why not a block of
Because
wood?
they didn't have
For-
anesthesia.
Yeah,
right, but why a
pre-anesthesia.
bullet? Why not a block of wood?
Because it could get splinters.
No evidence
Okay,
for
then what
biting.
about a rolled up towel? Like I'm just
But-
wondering
Hold on,
why a
hold on,
bullet.
hold on.
I guess.
They were
But they
stopping
do
the-
say that evidence for biting a bullet versus like a leather strap is like sparse. So it might
okay.
just be conjecture. Like
It has been speculated to have evolved from the British Empire expression to bite the cartridge, which dates to the Indian Rebellion of 1857.
It was an Indian rebellion.
Well, now I'm gonna look that up.
All right, rabbit hole.
This
it
becomes
is.
just a history stream.
Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this?
Oh, hey, pal. This is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time.
Cut me some slack.
Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. That's really funny.
Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar.
Are you an idiot?
Not my mistake.
What?
I love him.
Listen, not all detectives know each other.
Oh shoot. But
Oh, I remember.
Never mind.
just skip over me. That's okay. I mean,
Bruce Goodman. He's the victim.
This is
Ah.
why I was like, how the fuck did you not remember him immediately?
I mean, was Gumshoe the one on the case as a detective?
You should know when. Especially when it involves Edgeworth in any way, I would assume that Gumshoe would know as many details as possible, like the victim's
guess.
name, who was a
guess.
coworker of his. That's what I thought.
I wouldn't put it off Gumshoe to not know all his coworkers.
That's fair.
tell us more, Detective Gumshoe.
I mean, especially since everyone else just is a gumshoe, right? It's hard to tell
That's
people
true.
apart.
Gumshoe crossed
Alright.
with insert thing here.
I
The
think we
Indian
established that-
Rebellion of 1857 was a major but ultimately unsuccessful
God.
uprising in India against the
Fascinating.
British East India Company. So there you go.
Against the company?
Which functioned as a sovereign power on behalf of the British Crown.
In India?
Really?
Dang.
Was that what the East India Trading Company was? It was like
I
like a
guess.
sovereign power, essentially.
Alright, time to look into the British East India Company.
Why?
Grant, what was the name of the fucking horrible corporation from the Scooby-Doo show that you showed me?
Amazon. No, Destroydo.
Yeah, Destroydo. So you're telling me that this terrible joke of Destroydo being a sovereign nation, ergo you can't arrest anyone, stems from
It's
actual
actually-
historical elements.
Oh god.
God, that's a nightmare. So this ID card belonged to the victim?
He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. Oh my god, I keep drinking water at the worst times. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot.
And Lana's confessing as much.
And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met this guy who's... what's his name? The guy in the parking lot?
Oh, that'd be Officer Marshall.
Howdy.
Howdy. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police.
Officer Marshall. So he's some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. We're in California.
West LA. Oh yeah, I guess.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene.
Why
Maybe.
is it crossed off?
Don't worry about it.
Next,
Maybe.
right?
Well, better to investigate the crime scene. Sure, this means we can go back.
Woohoo.
I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal.
Man, thank God Gumshoe exists at all, otherwise I would not be able to do my job, period.
He's a good boy.
Good boy. Oh, I didn't want to present. Well, actually, I did want to check.
Gumshoe's a good boy, but is he a good man?
No,
No,
because
that
if
was
he was,
Bruce.
he'd be dead.
Oh,
Can you
Annabelle,
examine it?
$20.
Is that what it
Oh,
says?
annual
Invoice.
bonus, $20.
Oh! No. Am I not allowed to take out the piece of paper? Oh,
Gumshoe's annual bonus is 20 whole smackaroos.
but I was like, you could get a nice sandwich with that.
A really nice sandwich.
Or 20
sandwiches again.
Or 20 mediocre sandwiches or
I
whatever.
don't know, it's
Alright.
incredibly weird, but I feel like I'm having an odd sense of deja vu about this
Tw-
conversation.
20 of those little, like, tiny finger sandwiches.
oh my god.
We might have
You
talked
get
about
20
this.
drinks from McDonald's from it.
We might have talked about this before, but did you know that there's like a partner phrase to deja vu?
You mean jamais vu?
Yeah, I was reminded of it because I was looking at achievements for Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, and I was like, I have no fucking idea what jamais vu is, and then I didn't look it up because I forgot. But yeah.
Isn't it weird? Because doesn't jamais vu, or people experience jamais vu more than deja vu though, right?
Well, I don't know what jamais vu is.
Oh, I thought you looked it up.
No, I said I didn't look it up.
Oh,
It's like It's like how de
Here.
facto has a partner phrase, and it's de
I'm
jure.
dying.
Wait,
Here,
de facto
hold
has
on.
a partner phrase?
Yeah, it's de jure, whereas de facto
Yeah.
means like effectively. De jure means by law.
I'm gonna write that down because
Okay,
that
here,
sounds like
let me-
that sounds like a cool character name.
Let's see, blah blah blah.
De facto, de jure, effectively and by law. Anyway.
Okay, I mean, both of these are actually really. Honestly, I can't tell the difference. It says like deja vu is the phenomenon of having the strong sensation that an event or experience currently being experienced has already happened, and then jamais vu is the phenomenon of experiencing a situation that one recognizes in some fashion, but that nonetheless seems very unfamiliar.
This has become the educational stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
apparently
that's
it's the
okay.
opposite of deja vu. It's just the way they explained it is confusing.
I think this is Carrie.
I have to
Does
be getting
someone
back
else
to the
want to
shop.
take it? Just
Isn't
because
it
Carrie's
the-
been.
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
back-
Do you want me to, Carrie? Since you
What,
ended
take
up.
Atmo or take this, whomstever this might be?
Let's
it's
just
like
toss
I'll
it up
let
in the
you
air until we
decide.
find
Either
out who
one.
it
This is Angel. So.
Yeah, Angel.
Is
Is
this?
it? Okay, do
Is
you want
this
to take Angel
Didn't
then?
we get her name?
Yeah,
Yes,
isn't
we
it?
did.
Well, I mean,
But
let's
I
just
mean-
wait until we find out who it is.
You
Yeah.
don't see her.
That's true.
And then
After he
someone
left
still
the
has to-
shop.
There you go.
Sorry, looks like I'm stuck in this pencil essentially.
I'm about to say, is this the boyfriend?
I'll
Oh, maybe then.
Island, baby.
Yeah, you're right.
Baby.
Baby.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
nope, never mind.
Oh, still here?
I thought this was Carrie.
Yeah, but Carrie's
We're
taking my roles.
switching.
So
Oh,
we
you're
can't.
literally switching. You exchanged roles? Okay, sure.
Hello. Sorry.
Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
Oh, that was the boyfriend, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. What happened? What happened to the security guard?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
What?
Jake Marshall.
Strange
guy to put in
charge
charge of a crime scene.
Oh, my bad.
Everyone's taking.
Everyone, dude, should I just be the guy that just clicks the button? Is that it? Like, should that be my only job?
No.
Man, I'm getting so many bingo hits.
You're gonna have bingo in like hour 1.
Would you mind reading this for me?
What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go straight in the spitoof, but nailed it.
Right in the spitting bucket.
It's a letter introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Just mocking Marshall.
Gumshoe. Ah, that old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something?
Huh?
Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation.
Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here?
No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than the blood test.
Oof.
Guess I'd better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
Right. Sorry, I'm very confused as to who's who. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher, and definitely not you, an officer?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike.
Ooh, dude, I like
like
this
that.
music.
An
Can you hear it?
ulterior motive.
Yeah, it's happened every single time he shows up.
Right.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't hear it before. So there you go.
I thought I mentioned it before.
Be like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny.
I want his like later on when we clearly have to question this guy because he's very shady. I want him to like from within his poncho pull out like a little dictionary of Old West terms, and he's like, sarsaparilla,
Note to self: police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Sounds like bullshit. I'd say I won't be needing this anymore.
Crumpled and discarded.
Aw.
Sad.
I can just talk to him too. I mean, I kind of want to investigate because they still haven't fucking picked up this fucking cell phone. This looks like a cell phone.
Crazy. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to.
Well, it's not red, so it's not Edgeworth's. What's so scientific about that? Should we check
It's
it out?
not red.
Check it out.
No.
Right, let's check it out. What the fuck?
It's doing it by itself. Yeah.
Why?
It's tutorializing you in
Because-
case you forgot.
But we did this already. What the fuck is this?
That's how you open it.
Oh,
Man, what a boring strap.
dude, this isn't Japan. Like, people at this time didn't really care about that, I don't think.
Maya, I don't think that's what
Boring
strap means.
strap.
We're in like
Emma.
a hybrid universe where it's like California, America / like Japan.
I can
I
explain to you
forgot
that
that she's not Maya.
the English Phoenix Wright does have slightly different lore. I can explain to you that, but
I mean, maybe later.
Yeah.
I want to get to the continue tonight, and I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't
We're
know how much
probably
longer
not.
we have.
I don't think so.
What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know?
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Again, these are hard to come by, you know.
Is everyone just into it?
Everyone's strapped in the series.
I see the series is popular as ever with the kids. Okay.
The button, that blue button.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you. I'm checking
Uh-huh.
the whole phone.
Uh huh.
Obvious button.
Uh huh.
Voodoo?
This phone's still on the redial screen.
That's convenient. Redial.
Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called.
That's not a
This
button
is how
on the
you use a
phone.
cell phone.
What?
Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's almost contrived. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Do you? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
What the fuck? Whatever. Let's check this phone out.
Even a game can call you out.
Is there anything else, or is it just the blue button? Okay.
Call 911.
Now to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Emma.
Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first. He just pushes the button. Beep.
Oh hell yeah! I love this song.
Is this Edgeworth's ringtone? Hey, this song, I know that.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Beep.
Ah, sorry.
I see you, partner.
Can you? Your hood's down, or your hat.
You pressed the ridge on that there phone, didn't you?
Pulls out a
well,
gun.
yeah.
The phone I stored safely on the floor.
Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky.
How did her own sister not know what her phone looked like?
Do you know what your sister's phone looks like?
I don't have a sister,
Well, there you go.
so no.
That answers my question then, doesn't it?
What? It's my sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken to custody, right after the crime. I've been storing it safely on the floor. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this.
Who'd she call?
Ghostbusters? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones.
Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone.
What? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number.
You're not very smart, are you? I hope you're not lying. They'd shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
In
So at
not in
least we
Texas.
know we're not in Texas.
Oh,
Ooh.
He immediately shoots you.
I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman.
And my Lone Star Platinum.
Lone Star Platinum, dude, that's so cool. Oh, I can check it again.
Just redial it again, do the same cutscene plays.
Button.
Oh,
What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Kind of crying a little bit, just like really disheveled all the time.
disheveled, that was the word I was thinking of. I was gonna interject, but I couldn't think of the word. Never mind, it's nothing.
And then like you're just stress eating Cheetos, and sometimes you call your mom, but then she just tells you to keep. She like
She
she's
just
just like
trails
keep
off.
going.
Well, I mean, doesn't she not have parents? Because they're
Yeah, you call your mom, you forget
they
she's
died?
dead.
And then you forget that she's dead, and that's like, and then you cry
like
a
I'm
little
pretty
bit
like
more.
I don't know about LA because I've never been to LA, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have parking elevators like this.
No, some do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I know that this is big in Japan. That's why I was thinking about it.
They have the rotary ones in Japan.
Yeah, they're big in Japan.
In
Japan.
Japan.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I've never seen one of these in LA, but
the translator basically at one point interviewed. Never mind.
Sorry. After this, you can talk. Sorry.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
It's a block.
oh,
Defense
that's so
attorneys
funny.
to block.
Defense attorneys are relegated to the block.
Oh.
I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here.
In the block? In the block or a block?
No,
In a block.
A block.
Oh,
block,
you
a block.
mean? Oh, you're no. You don't understand. By the time you get here, you're gonna have to go to the K block.
It's gonna be a while.
Or maybe even
But I wanted to park at a block.
The block.
I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
You're the same character as Maya.
No,
It is,
obviously
basically.
not.
My name is Emma.
I
I'm not
have
planning on
brown
giving up
hair.
my job that soon.
Can't you tell the difference?
Anyway, the translator said that this universe takes place where there wasn't like whole American-Japanese horror thing that happened, and so Japanese immigration to America was a lot more common and accepted. So they integrate society in LA more is lore. The translator.
That's really cool.
That's yeah.
Now I need to ask. I mean, obviously you might not necessarily know this answer, but is that like an excuse because there's a lot of artwork in the game that just wouldn't make any fucking sense otherwise? Because either way, that's cool lore. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was partially an excuse, but also later on they play with that in the 3DS games after that shit was made.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay.
Is it?
You
Terry, you're
sound
really
really
far
far
away.
away.
Do I? Oh man.
Now you
How about now?
fixed it.
You sound
Okay. This rope, is it?
Yep, they laid it on the outline of the victim's body. A,
Oh,
they don't
that's
do this, and B, they definitely don't do it in 3D.
I love
love
the idea of he's just like spilling out. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
No, the like 80 stab wounds to the chest. prove otherwise.
And then the trunk closed on him.
You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion.
I know the trunk is part of this.
Edgeworth's big red car. Oh,
What's this? Looks like a note of some sort.
Huh.
12-2? Okay. Goodman. Okay.
Look, something's written on it. Just in
Okay.
case you didn't
Great.
find out the first time.
You're right. Let's see. Okay, so it is an S. That's good to know. 6-7S 12-2. Oh.
There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman.
good man.
Good man.
Good man.
Good man.
Namdug.
Past tense of
Good morning.
good man.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Maybe it fell out of his
Anyways.
pocket when he was killed. Dude, Goodman's Dutch cousin, Guten Tag.
Guten man.
Guten Tag.
Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. She like underlines this a couple of times.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either.
Hang on, some ASMR for you guys.
Please don't.
I'm about to say, please don't.
I don't know if you can hear my pencil on my notepad.
We can't.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, I heard a little bit there. There, now I can hear it.
Alright, cool.
And now that's enough of that. Well,
Shoot.
This appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted.
My god.
This is.
Crime took place in the underground parking lot of
Oh, this is
Prostitutes.
a memory.
I
right,
already
sorry,
said this, yeah.
I was wondering why she was black and white for a second.
They took my color. I need help.
they took my color in the divorce.
Oh. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn.
Yep, prosecutors get the big bucks, whereas
Well,
defense
it's time to
attorneys are
eat the
apparent-
rich.
Eat the rich, eat the Edgeworth. Hell yeah.
Dean is gonna eat Edgeworth's money.
Which I can't.
Yeah.
Adrian. Like I still can't believe the idea that defense attorneys, like on average, are like lower than scum.
In this universe, yes.
That's so stupid. The block is through there. That's where visitors park.
I can see the Lunchland car over there. Far in the distance.
Okay, I thought that just said Lunchland. I was like, is that an amusement park or something?
Dude,
Fine.
I'd go to that. I'd go to
God,
that.
I
amusement park.
love
That'd be
that
awesome.
TV show.
Would you go to
Hey, you're
Lunchland
right.
for like a vacation?
You mean for like a
Oh,
daycation?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, like a week.
Oh my god.
Spend a week at Lunchland.
I might have told. Well, I'm assuming if I told anyone, it would probably only be Grant. But there was my parents went on a like road trip to like a bunch of amusement parks with my brother and like their family and stuff. And you know, that was all well and good. But they stumbled upon a theme park where there were no fences, there was no gates, no nothing. It was basically, think of like a carnival, but like a little bit more like high class. And they had like their own, not really city, it was sort of like a really small town, but each building looked like a house but was actually like a shop or a store or a restaurant or whatever. And then one of them was like a particularly large hotel. And they just kind of like wander in. They're like, who do we pay to like get on the rides? And somebody like scoffs and laughs at them. And they're like, just get on the ride. It's like, what?
Oh my god.
And so they do, and they spend the entire day. Once again, they did not plan on going here. This is why their vacation was extended by like 2 days or whatever. They did not plan on staying there, but they spent the entire day because it was just tons of awesome rides. And then by the end of the day, Dad found like a customer service like stall or whatever, and he goes up to it and he's like, "Hey, I have some questions about this place." and there's like this old dude inside, and he like wanders up, and he's like, "Yeah, what's going on? What can I do you for?" And he's like, "Yeah, what is this? Like, what the hell's going on? Why is everything like so free, and why is it like really beautiful out here?" Because it was like flowering trees and stuff like that. And the dude was like, "Oh, well, this place used to be my grandfather's, and then he passed it to my father, and then he passed it to me, and luckily we have enough money that we can just support this as like a hobby." And Dad was like,
Aw.
"Wait, you run this place?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm glad you had a good time."
Wow.
And it was like, dude, it was really
That's
cool.
really cool.
That's actually a cool hobby.
That was, if I remember correctly, it was in like Pennsylvania or something like that when they found it. I'll have to ask my parents what the name of that place was, but yeah, I just thought of that.
Nice.
I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. That's fucked
Uh-oh.
up.
Hmm. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine.
Oh god, I'm thinking about it.
Oh, God.
He'll explain it to you when you're older.
Okay.
It's cannibalism.
Cannibalism. All right,
Sure,
let's
the
talk to this guy.
cannibals are taking accountability.
Officer
Oh.
Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim, please?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, sir.
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner.
I get it, because it's Goodman.
Could you be a little bit more specific?
Oh.
Bruce Goodman, he was a detective, right? Oh shit.
Whoa, aren't you a feisty dog there now?
I don't like him, like, tonguing his flask whenever he takes a drink.
Mid-sentence as well. Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna here told me the tale.
Who?
Smiling Madonna.
Oh!
Oh.
I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr.
That charlatan told me.
One stab to the chest. Fine piece of work.
I was just
Wait,
reminded of Old
that's
Bag for a
wrong.
second, Carrie, when you said that.
Sorry?
That charlatan.
Old bag. Isn't that wrong? Didn't Miss Starr say that she stabbed him multiple times? Because she was like...
Save it. Save
What?
it for the court, punk.
Oh. Okay, sure.
This here's the autopsy report. Good man's autopsy. Here,
Yeah,
you
okay.
have an entire separate copy. Keep it for yourself. I've made 14 by accident.
By accident. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. How the fuck do they know that it's 5:15 then? Because this is so vague.
That's still an hour and a half.
You're correct, but still, that's like a huge span of time. That's 3 hours in either direction. Or 3 hours total, I guess.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
They were lovers. No.
Funny
Oh,
as you
okay,
mention
yeah,
it,
I figured.
Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Oh, okay. Nothing in common.
They apparently worked together in a case a few years back.
So there's no motive.
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective despite the angel genes. There was one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
I don't like you doing that and then just immediately snapping into normal text as if he wasn't drinking.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot?
So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout high noon.
Oh!
He said the thing.
High noon. I don't mean to any offense, but Officer Marshall,
What the
you're
fuck
a
is wrong with
patrolman,
you?
right? Not a detective?
You calling me out, they shoot you for that in Texas.
You're not from Texas! Huh?
I was one of them fancy shoe detectives 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah? That seems convenient. Oh. Oh really? Now he tells me.
But you're in a patrolman now. You're a patrolman now. So
Oh,
how
no.
can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
Stop calling your
I'm
man
very
Bambina, please.
obnoxious.
So why are you in charge? All right, I'm glad that me and Emma saw eye to eye for a second there.
No reason. We're just short in hands right now. Keep him now in the meantime. We've got a lot of Kermits after that Von Karma fellow who escaped his execution.
Execution?
Yeah,
Being
Sword
put
of
to
the
death.
Ancients. Didn't work. Kermit's been lifted. He escaped.
He broke the sealing runes.
And then that's just never mentioned again.
Oh my god.
He's
All
out
right.
there somewhere.
Well, listen, motherfucker. I don't care if you guys are short-handed. Get some longer hands than an actual detective out here, please.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do, nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail.
Aw,
Maybe it's because he
Lost.
rented that Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth.
That cow dog's picked out of his cow rung, but ordered a chief of police. Just, you don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? That does seem kind of intense.
so there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister.
Wait, I have a question. Oh yeah, Detective Gumshoe didn't even take this ID from us, despite him yelling at us about it.
Yeah, he's not very bright. That's correct, but...
Wait, I have a question, Adrian. So,
Yeah.
this case that we're on right now, you said it was added post, like, after the fact. Was it added in the Trilogy collection?
I think so.
Because I was thinking about it, because it's like, you were like, oh, this, like, whole thing where you can, like, you can, like, fiddle with the evidence to, like, investigate it. You said that that doesn't really come up until 3. So I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense then, because if they made all 3, and then they were like, oh, we need something to connect 1 and 2, then they made this case, that would kind of make sense why that mechanic is here and it doesn't show up for a while.
It's been a little bit of time, but either it comes up in 3 or 4, I don't remember.
3 or 4. Okay.
One of them. Here's a golden amount of evidence against her.
Really?
And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall.
Yeah, Bambina?
First of all, I'm 16. Please stop calling me Bambina. How can you say that?
I'm about to say, is Bambina supposed to be like female bandito?
I thought it was just like a thing for like a young girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's
like
like
it
a-
though. It's very close to another word that I don't like.
What, Bambi?
Bamboo.
Yes, that movie's very sad.
Bamboo.
You and my sister, you were lovers.
Is there something between this cop and her sister I don't know about?
Yeah, they banged on the
I
regs.
apologize, Bambi. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's been blowing through the prospector's office.
Stop calling it the prospector. Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here.
That was a longer drink than I expected.
What are these
Start
issues?
choking.
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now.
Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, till I met you.
That's true. I crushed his record.
Twice.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they?
I don't think you can crush a record twice. I think you do it once and then just crush his dreams further.
Sure.
These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
Kermit.
One person? Who?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambi. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
What? Okay, that's very interesting.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load their deals.
What? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets.
There's a
Unless they're
different
blanks.
phrase you could have used that's a lot more
I'm a
appropriate.
cowboy. That's my gimmick.
But you could have said where there's smoke, there's fire.
It's not as cowboy. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it except for you, fucking loser.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was close to Edgeworth?
So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone, which seems really important.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Nah, your sister's fucked.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal.
You think that cop cars were designed after pandas. I don't trust you.
Okay, but it's a sound theory.
Oh, by the way, Emma?
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What? Beep.
It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it?
You nerd.
That popular TV show for kids. Oh man, wouldn't it be terrible? Wouldn't it be terrible if your ringtone was just like a theme song to like a show that you like? Oh man, that would be embarrassing. Anyway,
Point at them and laugh.
the phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. What the fuck? That's like 3 minutes again. It's so weird. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see.
I don't know if it was established yet, but it's canonical that Phoenix has the exact same fucking ringtone.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Steel Samurai as well.
Hell yeah.
Maya
Do
probably
we
changed
know
it.
why he did that, or was it because Maya like changed it and he doesn't know how to change it back?
It's just implied.
Okay, I like it. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here.
Did you guys know that in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Phoenix was a playable fighter?
Yes,
Yes.
I did know that.
Ooh,
They made one of his catchphrases, "I've got a bad feeling about this,"
nice.
which is a catchphrase of his that no one seemed to talk about, despite the fact he says it almost constantly.
Mm. Alright, I'm gonna refill my water bottle. I'll be right back.
You
If
you
Emma
probably got
comes
some
back,
manners,
Saba, I'm entrusting you to it.
Oh, right.
Alright, court day 1.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area.
Man, if only you just told me the truth. This would be easier.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
Yes?
Defense attorneys should never believe their client.
What's wrong with
Why?
you?
Who hurt you? The defendant is called to trial because they were suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Now, is she saying that because she wants me to not believe that she thinks that she's guilty? Like she's being forced into confessing for whatever reason? Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is...
She's not
Alright,
a
I'm
stone
back.
cold bitch. Welcome
Nice.
back.
You're alive and she's not.
That's true.
Oh.
You're not a defense attorney.
Yes. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
my first trial without a Fae helping me. That's true! No one's going to bail me out of this time. I mean...
Emma, be held in contempt.
True.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh! I'll be alone in there.
Hey, Emma, can you wear the spare purple costume I've got for you? And also
Please.
dye your hair black instead of brown.
That is true. You also have to wear these gigantic beads in your braids.
Part of the costume.
So
Also
I have
become
to
a
discover
spirit
the truth
medium.
all by myself.
And under a waterfall. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Why aren't you smiling?
Ah, welcome back, everybody.
Grumble.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
No need for sass! What the
Sassy
fuck?
Edgeworth.
Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright.
That's not something a straight person says, but alright.
Ooh.
I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
I'm right here.
I'm literally right here.
Excuse me.
What was the...
I'm talking
What was
here.
the case that he helped us, like, beat the win?
It
Neil
was
Steve
Sam.
Vasquez?
Yeah.
Oh, it was D. Vasquez, because she, like, openly admitted that she, like, was doing illegal shit. And he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person.
You've seen him in person.
How weird would it be if you were like, if you were hanging out with a 16-year-old and they had a crush on the person that like clearly had a crush on you?
Oh, shit.
Pretty weird. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. I love you.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life.
What the fuck?
There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Oh, right, because she's the cough-up queen.
Well, call your first witness, Mr.
Cough,
Edgeworth.
cough, 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 cough. The prosecution calls as first witness Miss Angel Starr to the stand.
The cough-up queen.
Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Your order, the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before.
But the judge is really wolfing it down.
Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
This is a lot of, like, custom artwork just for her.
Pretty neat.
Thanks. It's really neat. It's just very peculiar.
Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
Is that just rice and pepper?
I think so.
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Oh, it's the reoccurring joke of him not being able to get people to say their name and profession.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I'm
That's
going to
poison
die.
I put in there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Aw,
I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the fuck?
wow.
What the heck does pickled? Bleh. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Caviar?
Boba, but bad.
Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
This is the Saba show. Are you sure you don't want to pass off
I
something?
can't escape. No, I make Carrie talk too much. I can't.
I was gonna say, if I don't have a voice for all, I'm just gonna go use the bathroom.
That's true. That would be the 5th character. We'll proceed
Did you
we'll
want-
proceed for a bit and let Adrian rest, I guess.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back, and we decide that.
I'm not finished eating.
Hurry up!
You just hear him like, nom, 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 nom.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Huh? What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
You were a gumshoe.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
She was crossed with an angel.
Oh.
I'm back.
I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough of Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Mr.
Just who is this lady? I feel like this is evidence. This is like stuff I should know before going into court.
If I might have the court's attention over here.
It's hard to ignore you.
The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks.
A block and the block.
A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. A block is for visitors and clients.
I'm glad this is continuing.
It's a good bit.
A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of a block, in the car's trunk.
Oh, I'm noticing that the
Ignore.
security room literally can't see that car because of the
Yeah.
wall.
The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
With my squid hot dog.
It was me.
It was an octopus sack!
It was me, Angel Star.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Are you allowed to do that?
Citizen's arrest?
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it?
Carrie, would you mind doing
Guilty.
me a favor? Would you mind looking up what the actual extent of a citizen's arrest is?
Sure.
What if he was a former homicide detective?
Right, but does that mean she's still allowed to do that?
Technically, and probably.
Like, if I catch Janine stealing another thing from like the mall, can I arrest her?
You're not a former homicide detective.
Well, that's what I'm asking about citizen's arrest.
Well, Mr. Wright,
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor.
My
She's so
God.
brutal, holy shit.
Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
Fuck off.
if you can, then give them your purse, Miss Starr.
Okay, he's super hot
Delightful.
for Miss Star.
Ooh.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
That's unnecessary.
I was on my way to deliver a lunch to my boyfriend. Would I sense something? Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Oh god, her eyes. Saba?
Did anyone else just cut out?
I did, yeah.
I heard
I,
Zach.
I
cut
did
out.
as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, you can.
All right,
Grant,
cross
cross
it
that one
off.
off.
Is that bingo yet?
Let's see.
Shall I say the line again?
Yes, please. I didn't hear
Yeah,
any of
you're
it.
right.
Okay. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car.
Objection. The car looks great.
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
An
Oh,
ugly, stupid-looking knife that was horribly fashioned.
It cuts back to Edgeworth and he's like crying a little bit.
Single tear.
Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Oh, okay.
That's how stabbing works, yeah.
That's how knives work, yeah.
Bring
I'm
it along
familiar.
to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
What's wrong with you? What got
Yeah,
into you,
kind
Judge?
of.
You're like
Yeah,
70.
buddy.
I just had this high urge to slap the judge. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. I've had
Aha,
worse.
aha,
You ever seen Monty Python the Holy Grail, Mr. Wright?
It's
Spanish
hilarious.
Inquisition.
Mr.
I can
Wright,
quote it and make you laugh really loud.
Cross-examine.
Alright, so, a citizen's arrest. Basically, they say, like, it's legal to do it, but call the cops instead, please.
Wait, what does that mean? Like if I am pretty sure that somebody committed a crime and I am successfully able to like apprehend them and then bring them to the police station, that counts?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that the thing of just like holding a person until like the cops arrive?
that's literally what it is.
Oh.
I can, like, go walk you guys through the steps on how to make a citizen's arrest if you want.
Maybe
we
in a
not?
minute.
Let's not.
Why? I
Alright.
want to know. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime.
We've done enough info dumping on the stream already.
But it's cool.
Next stream.
But I want to hear it now, though. You
God.
did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
Your friend has a point. Like that knife, eh? Anybody okay?
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late.
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
I've had worse. Scientifically speaking, Miss Star's testimony is flawless. We're doomed.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
Ah, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we?
Ah,
If for some reason having her panic next to me makes me calmer. Oh.
ah, don't smile like that. She's like rocking back and forth.
I do want to ask her about this, because that's a weird statement to lead off with.
Yeah.
How'd you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Pulls out a knife. What the fuck did you say to me?
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing of a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Man, you know, I don't really like Angel Star that much, but she is voicing a lot of concerns I have about the Ace Attorney universe.
I was just gonna say, are you happy that you have someone representing you in this universe, Zach?
Kinda. She's representing about a third of the stuff that upsets me.
Miss Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Star.
Alright, this is interesting information. Alright, let's press her on this. His boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
What?
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes,
Can I be
this
one?
boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend.
Is that how you refer to it?
Care to join?
to
Oh my
join?
god.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
Hey,
But
man.
yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
It's 2020. Don't be a shithead.
With the lunches, thanks.
Don't fucking judge me. I can be polyamorous if I want to. It's 2020.
You're allowed to be
Note
as
to
polyamorous
self.
as you want, Angel.
The judge had to think before.
Mention the fact that Von Karma is just sitting there in the audience casually.
Von Karma's
He's
just
not a
there,
wanted
huh?
criminal.
Oh,
Bro, we're back now.
As
How
if he's
delightful.
not as if he's not a wanted criminal that escaped death.
Adrian. God damn it. Alright, well that's gonna be annoying, because now I have to make 2 downloads and 2 exports later.
This will be fine.
You already read this?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Shoot. So she was in black when she noticed the crime, when she witnessed the crime. God damn, I can't read.
I mean, we got this, because, like, she said that she could see everything. You can't. There's literally a wall.
Yeah, but the security room's on the second floor.
Oh, to, like,
Well,
look over the
did she
wall?
say where she was?
She said she was in B block.
Well, that's
Oh.
a wire fence, though.
Oh,
can see
yeah,
through
you're
that.
right. I forgot about that.
I right.
Also, who the fuck calls it a wire fence and not a chain
I
link
don't know.
fence?
Is there a difference?
I don't think so.
There's not.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to think
like
about
a name.
fences there. Oh. Oh, look, she called it a wire fence.
Yes, that's
That's
what
where I got it from.
I'm correct. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that that's a weird way of phrasing it. Usually you call
Oh
it
no,
a
no,
chain link
I was
fence.
just surprised because I was also thinking about. I'm like, well, where did I get that from then?
By garish car, you mean?
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Incidentally, the knife which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was.
Hey, I'm here. What's up, guys?
What an odd case this is. Hello, Von Karma.
Don't mind me. Just watching.
Oh, okay. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed!
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Yes, we are defense attorneys. Witness! In your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than words. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Uh-huh.
What?
Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
Fuck off? Oh, God.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
Delicious.
Is that how you cook a fritter?
Tasty.
Don't question me.
That was inspiring.
Judge!
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? Arrest him!
I may be relegated to lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
Oh,
What a weird
that's-
face!
Don't
Well,
mind me.
just killed a man.
I'm about to
that's
say
it.
this is bullshit.
A photograph. You took this.
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture.
Snap, I broke her neck.
In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
Um,
Why?
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph now?
oh.
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again.
Makes me upset.
My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly defended.
Okay.
Evidence.
Oh, this is unmistakably Lana Sky.
So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
Uh-huh.
Alright, I want to look at this.
She's wearing gloves, so there wouldn't be fingerprints, I don't think.
Yeah,
And there's
correct.
nothing in her right hand, though.
And there's nothing. Yeah, that's true. I'm about to say, where did they recover the knife from? I don't know, man. I was really hoping that the sign was gonna say like B or something like that. Because
It's in
she's
a block.
wearing, like, why the fuck is she wearing Goodman's jacket?
It's a good question.
Intriguing.
Alright.
Questions for
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You're a weird
Okay.
character.
That's saying something in the Phoenix Wright universe.
That's true. Like, she's so weird because she's so many, like, C-tier characters that just kind of mush together. You know what I mean? She's like
Yeah.
the hot polyamorous lunch lady that used to be a detective. It's like, what?
Wow.
And she hates prosecutors,
And she hates prosecutors.
which is, I think, is the only person so far that's taken that stance.
It's true.
So
Even
is she
I don't hate
anti-Kermit?
prosecutors. You
Well, he
can't-
hates some prosecutors, just not all of them.
You can't testify her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
We already did this one, right?
I don't know.
We can double check.
We could. Garish car. I don't think we pressed this one.
I mean,
I think
Go
I
for
skipped it. Cause this was because I did this one, and I did this one because I thought it was suspicious. I'm just gonna
mean, like-
I'm gonna press this one.
okay, I was gonna say, like you said, the photos have her with a knife in her hand. I'm just thinking.
Was it in his chest? Was it stuck in Goodman's chest?
Yeah, that's what
Maybe.
I mean. Like, my assumption is, oh yeah, no, because you're right, because she said that she took it like at the moment of the murder or whatever, right?
Yeah, and there's no knife, and also apparently no Goodman.
Also, no Goodman.
He's
True.
in the trunk.
Well, not visibly anyway, but
Not visibly,
you know.
because I mean he's supposed to be in the trunk, but then when they found the body, he was like dangling out of the trunk. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna press.
Or
this
just
real
bad
quick.
detective work.
You sense something? You're saying you had a premonition of the murder, a deadly premonition, if you will.
That's
It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
What?
Slimy?
I have no.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
What
You
the
don't make
fuck are
any
you
sense.
talking about?
Young cheese.
food metaphors are my thing.
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
There you go.
Oh.
Then I must be hard-yellowed and sharp as a tack.
I must be
Uh-oh.
hard.
That must be hard.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
An aneurysm.
I had an aneurysm.
After I took the photo, I had a seizure for 13 minutes.
Holy. Okay, I don't know what to present. Let's go over the evidence real quick.
What's
'cause
the-
it's like we have no. Yeah, there's no prints on it.
How many statements are there? Like how many sentences does she say?
A lot.
Start from the beginning. Go back to when there's no.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Stop.
Oh,
She has a
okay,
lot of
alright.
sentences.
okay, so
Shut up.
Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up.
there's one.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Six.
So there's
There are
6
six.
statements.
It's a lot of sentences.
Alright, well, let's look over the evidence real quick, because it's like, this hasn't applied yet. This is obviously going to be like, oops, shit. This is obviously going to be to like save Edgeworth or something later.
Mm.
This is weird, because it has nothing to do with anything yet.
He's just there.
I
Oh, have
didn't
we
do it
looked at
right.
this? 36 male, between... No, that's right.
4.5-inch knife.
Cause of death, loss of blood from the chest wound.
Can we
Positive.
observe the knife to see if it's 4.5 inches?
A single 4.5. She said it was about
4.5 inches.
What the fuck is this?
That was the
We
note.
don't know yet.
Well, yeah, I
Nice.
know, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
Doesn't
No,
seem
that
relevant
That doesn't
right
conflict
now.
with anything. I'm trying to think of
By
like
15?
what?
Wait, when did she make the call?
She 5:18, which would have been 3 minutes after the murder,
Uh,
allegedly.
Damn it.
Right, but there's nothing there that conflicts right now.
Right. Because I mean, I'm thinking about the stuff that seemed fishy in her testimony. One of the things was like, oh, the security office could see it very clearly, and I'm like, based on this picture, it super doesn't look like that's true. You know what I mean? Like, look at this picture. Like, there is no way you could see this from the security office.
Is she
And
closing
from
the
where she
car
was
door
standing.
with her right hand or her left hand?
Her left.
That's-
That's her left hand.
I
Hmm.
think it's the photo with the fact that she had a knife.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the only thing that screams out to me right now that like seems relevant. There's stuff that's fishy, but nothing that contradicts her testimony specifically, I think.
So it's clearly the photo, right? It's clearly the photo that we have to present. And I don't... Yeah, at the moment of the crime. Yeah, alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's very specific, because
in her right hand.
it says the
She's
moment of the
where-
crime and she's
yeah.
not holding it, so... Yep, music cut
Yep.
out, that's correct. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I would eat
Close
that. That
to
looks
salmon.
great.
That looks pretty good. I don't
I'm
even
sure
see
that here's a
wheels.
fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph.
Every time.
Every time it makes me laugh.
Every time we make the same joke. It
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure every single person that's played this game on YouTube has also made the same joke.
We're so original and funny.
Hey, the Kermits are pretty original.
No, that's true.
I stole the Kermits from Jello.
What?
God damn it.
Well, I think my one karma. No, and vampire is also common. And whatever. We're not original.
We
we'll
have
accept it.
nothing.
We're not original
We're
and or
frauds.
I'm a sham.
This is a photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it
Gang
not?
goes
Then
through
why is
Christ.
Miss Sky not holding a knife? Oh shit.
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection.
That didn't even... Okay. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr.
Fuck
Wright.
off, Edgeworth! I saved you from an impossible situation 15 years old!
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Then she should
Didn't you think of that, Mr. Wright?
And how can you tell that?
Blood spatter.
There's an L in there.
I
It's
did say
fine.
splatter.
Did you? I heard spatter.
I'm so sorry.
It works either way.
I guess that's
Blood
true.
spatter, or
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
How the fuck can you tell that they're crimson? This photo's black and white.
It could be
Just
ink.
go along with it, okay?
Oh.
Oh.
Zach, you just gotta keep
Zach.
going.
Add one to
It
the
is
compilation.
exactly-
Well, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
It could be ink!
Yes.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
Fuck off. No problem, except you.
Oh, wait. Mr. Wright, are you just going to sit there and take that kind of abuse?
Probably.
Why?
You got a better idea? I mean, obviously objection.
No problem.
Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, your order's seconds. Problem solved.
What?
If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Why is
What
this
is
so
happening?
Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice.
It's a good read.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot.
Wait, so she had a different jacket? Because I assumed
Just
that
keep
that was
going.
Goodman's jacket, but according to this, it's not.
Yes, so.
Weird.
Also, why would Sky just...
She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
That's a lot to
wasn't.
say. Grant, did you say something?
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Objection! Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hand in the photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on?
So she just wears them constantly?
Performing surgery.
If it was not premeditated,
God.
she would not be wearing those gloves.
Maybe
Get away from the camera.
He just gets closer and closer to the camera, just looking right at us.
I like to imagine that Phoebe's holding the photo and then Edge just like climbs over the desk and like.
Wait, Zach,
between
where
the
was that
photo and his
warg?
face.
I didn't hear that warg.
What?
Phoenix just said warg.
These
Oh, I
gloves
missed-
do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Maybe she was practicing good social hygiene and keeping her hands clean.
What if she was anticipating a global pandemic in 13 years?
Oh.
Mr. Wright, nothing would happen like that.
That'd be ridiculous.
One comment to the stands like,
Premeditated
that
murder?
gives me an idea.
Sorry, I thought you already read
You
it.
cut me off.
I thought you already read it.
No,
What the-
everyone else was talking.
That
Oh, sorry.
happens so many times, and then I'm sitting here, and then I'm like, "Did you read it?" And the person's like, "Yeah, duh." And I'm like,
You
"Okay,
didn't
Bingo.
ask
sorry.
me this time, did you?
I can't
That's
ask
how
every
big-
time. I have to
Grant,
learn."
Grant.
Add this to your testimony.
Alright.
All right, new statement.
Was it?
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
Jackson. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested.
What? When? Why don't I know about it?
Why don't I have that?
They were rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make.
That's conjecture. You're not allowed to say that.
Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Arrgh.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Stark.
She was took off the force.
This is bad.
Taken.
She's got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. I gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
I can think of one.
It's only a
Fuck
flesh
off.
wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. Scientifically speaking. Hey,
It's the
What do
same
we-
thing.
what-
We already read this.
but wait
Oh.
a second. I didn't.
I
Don't smi- Hey! Wait, come back!
think I know why, but I don't know if it's just
Adrian!
my memory coming back to me of this.
All right.
Wait, skip to the.
I will.
end.
I just need to think of why is it premeditated?
You need to think of
Why
why it
it's
wasn't
not
premeditated.
Why? Yeah.
Premeditated.
Sorry. Yes. I mean, I would say the parking stub because it was a fucking 3-minute time span, or maybe she knew he was gonna come back. I don't know.
Well, I mean, his office is there.
Yeah, his office is there. Did she know that he was gonna come back at fucking 5:12? Man,
Go for it.
she has such a weird face in this.
It looks fine to me.
No, because I mean, this doesn't look like somebody who just fucking murdered someone.
I mean, she
She's
is
so
very
apathetic.
cold.
That is true.
Constantly.
That is true. She's barely human.
Oh,
She
human.
is a prosecutor.
Oh.
It's true.
Huh.
Listen, I'm not saying all prosecutors are vampires, but
But I am saying that whenever you look at the prosecutor's building, a crack of lightning does go off behind it.
yeah. And then Payne walks in, and is like, I hate working here.
I don't know. It's weird.
I think it's the parking stub. We can try that.
On the premeditated?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we don't
Would you like-
have a lot of evidence.
Would you like to hear
What
my
about them?
input?
Yeah, sure.
Is it? Yes, fine.
I would guess either the parking stub or the knife.
The knife because it was in his trunk.
Works.
Because it's the fucking murder weapon. And
Right.
it was in Edgeworth's trunk. It's like, how would you know that was there?
Well, that's sort of what I mean. Like, both of these kind of imply the same thing, where she would have had to have she would have had to have had intimate knowledge of like the workings of Edgeworth. Like, because she could have known that there was a knife in the trunk, and she could have known that he was coming back at 5:12. But she would have to know both of these things for it to be premeditated. So it does seem kind of nuts. I mean,
It's one or the other.
I feel more strongly about the parking stub.
We have health. Go for it.
Yeah,
We
we
have
do.
health,
That's
yeah.
true.
Rubber gloves true, but this disproves it. It's the parking stub.
Nope. That's wrong.
Damn it.
Alright, knife it is.
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
Let's knife it, guys.
Because I don't see anything contradictory.
Really?
Objection overruled.
Fug.
Bluffing
I
again,
just-
right? Try to like before you make accusations.
Whoops. That didn't go so well. Oh,
Boo. The defense stinks. I hate the defense. I agree.
Still in the
All
audience. It's the note. Look at this, Your Honor. These numbers mean something.
No, I don't know. Fine, knife. Yep, it was a knife.
Yep.
Sure. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know.
That's so weird. Just say lunchboxes, but I know that's a different thing. It's just so weird.
That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed,
Knife.
it is my knife.
Hey, is this Edgeworth's knife?
Indeed, it is my knife.
Who does this knife belong to? Can you
Indeed,
clarify that?
it is my knife.
Oh, it's your knife. Why do you have this knife?
Indeed,
Is this yours?
it is my knife. Indeed.
Edgeworth.
It's red. Is this your knife?
What? This is one comment. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belong to the prosecutor there. The defense is the chief prosecutor of the district, right? Mommy, prosecutors.
Mommy, are the prosecutors bad people?
It's even better since I'm imagining Barclara just is the one saying
Mommy. The defense has a
Silence
request.
with walls.
We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
That's what I said earlier.
Oh,
What? Why would that she would bring the murder weapon?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the murder weapon, and she was just banging on it being in the car there.
Well, that's what,
Which
and I mean, I guess,
important.
yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I guess I thought that was more important.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh God,
Org.
that was a weird
Order.
animation.
Order.
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor.
Show, Mr. Right. My sister's good as free.
Let's not go that far.
About to say.
No, we're gonna.
Oh, tisk tisk. Right.
Wrong.
I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
That's
Good
not
one,
lunch.
Edgeworth.
That's just... Shut up, Von Karma.
He gives
What?
himself a little high five. He's like,
Edgeworth reaches back and gives one Karma a high five over in the stand.
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned.
Fucked off, Edgeworth.
No over such a trifling detail.
But it shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
just like you shot a hole in that guy.
Just like how you shot a hole in Robert Hammond. And Edgeworth was like, you proved that I didn't. And I'm like, I'm proving otherwise.
Just like how you shot a hole in Rubber Hammond and you're dead.
Oh.
Oh,
Like, I just denounce my own work from previously, so he gets arrested, meaning that my client goes free right now.
Worth it.
the prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not.
That makes you care a little.
The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Huh? The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
Correct, that's what you're supposed to do from the beginning.
How dare you? My power of deduction is not to be underestimated.
This is why you got let up. This is why you got let go from the force before. Really now.
Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
Oh,
glaring.
there you go.
Wait a second.
That's glaring.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office.
Were any demon stones used?
It does sound like a premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
Yes.
Yes. In any
Okay.
case, the defense will now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, that was very
But
good.
believe me, young forensics investigator, us lawyer types know that you're planning on murdering everybody.
She's like sweating.
Alright, autopsy.
Wrong
One
wrong
minute.
statement.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You are
I
absolutely
just saved
correct.
you some HP. You're welcome.
There we go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Man, if only there was a thing. Like, why isn't there a thing, like, right... I mean, you guys can't see my mouse, but, like, right here, next to where it says, like, options and stuff, where you can just, like, click the specific statement instead of just, like, clicking left and right?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Alright. Present. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you
That's not how this
with
works.
my moss surprise.
Ew.
Ew.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, mister.
That's a good saying.
Oh
Huh.
god. This sprite.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood From one stab wound. I'm working with a bunch of idiots.
Oh, you're right. Good show, Mr. Right.
What a hunk. He's my hero, really.
I was doing that, but before he stole my thunder. What about my
so
objection?
hot.
No one noticed.
No
No.
one noticed,
Well,
Mr. Right. Your objections stink, you baby poo-poo.
Go to jail, Von Karma.
No, I didn't land on that Monopoly space yet. I passed go.
I collected $200.
He's playing Monopoly with the
Oh God.
audience.
You got the crime scene set, right?
That seems in poor taste, Angel.
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood.
Wait a second.
But now I realize that such mistakes are possible, Carrie.
Oh, so, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
Just a goddamn second.
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you thought you saw was blood. Testify.
Stop lying.
Please.
The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her scarf?
Yes, muffler is scarf.
What
Scarfy
what
muffler.
the fuck are you talking? Really?
No, it didn't.
What?
But in here, yes. In this universe, yes.
But
She's not wearing it.
She's not wearing it.
Liar.
Yeah.
she's not wearing it.
All right.
guess.
Well, I'm just gonna present instead of pressing because we have 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Hit it.
go for it.
Dude, why did you bring this photo? This photo fucks you over twice. Miss Star, I demand an explanation.
Oh, the witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
Oh!
We're
Yay.
fucking teaming up on Miss Star.
What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim.
Who said is Edgeworth harm?
And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless.
Oh,
Oh my
fuck.
god.
Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Oh,
Good one, Edgeworth.
Harsh words, but good.
in the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevailed.
This is bullshit. I did it.
I am the one who wins.
What was my objection? Chopped liver? See, I can't say that because if I say that, then the school is gonna. Never mind.
What?
There was way back in like my first year here at Cogswell, I said something like blah blah blah. What am I? Chopped liver to someone who I was talking to in the ASB lounge, and she immediately goes to Ms. Bogle and like complains about like feeling like unsettled by my comments or something like that, and I had to go through
Are
like
you serious?
I had to go through like 2 or 3 months
Oh
of
my
like
God.
post-student review where I had to like sit with like a bunch of faculty members and explain myself.
Yikes.
Yeah, I hate people like that. I'm sorry to say.
Nah. Yeah.
Well, now, where were we? The witness had given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well. Witness continue testimony.
How is she?
You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Alarm?
Ow! Ow!
Are you okay?
You did?
Carrie, what's happening?
I
Speak to us.
bent over to pick up something, and I smacked my headphones against my printer.
Are you being murdered?
Yes.
I do remember some things accurately, at least. He's skipping my lines, I'm sorry.
Ultimately, we wouldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where
The
your
part-
sister
oh.
stabs the victim. Oh,
Don't
it's me.
forget to-
This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. All right.
Mm,
Can we do this
Unfortunately, we are
one
at
last
12
testimony and then we'll call it? Because I'm pretty sure we're almost done.
yeah.
I don't know how long the explanation's gonna be for it, though.
Let's.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
What?
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
How the fuck did you get over there that fast?
Yeah, that's literally what citizen's arrest is.
And yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
Yeah.
That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
What was the first thing she lied about? Oh, being premeditated, right?
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
Mm-hmm.
She just barreled through that chain link fence
You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
with the star-shaped hole in the fence.
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra.
You said the same thing twice.
Those are both snakes.
That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
I strike
So what
like
I'm
a
saying is
baseball
shut
bat
up.
and bite like a cobra. Wait. No thanks.
Note to self: Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
So
So are
aren't
you.
you. So aren't all of us, except for
No.
Edgeworth, because he's a vampire.
No,
And
Emma
vampire.
developed resistance to poison from her alchemical work.
Oh my god.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain.
Just like the
She
poison.
knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum.
Set the garage on fire.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr!
Oh.
Rawr.
Rar XD.
Very well, this is like your cross-examination, if you will.
no.
Alright, let's make this one quick.
What's this? Oh, whoa.
Ooh woo.
No ooh wooing.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh woo.
I said no ooh wooing in the court.
Ooh woo. After the murder, the subject intended to run behind the partition off to her side. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler, so had me confused in earlier testimony. She
What?
prosecuted me to escape.
I mean, if we don't know what this is immediately, I don't know. I might suggest we wait because we haven't even pressed on anything.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if there was like a statement that like we could press really quick, but yeah, I guess you're right.
I would have pressed the fact that she got to her over the fucking chain link fence.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, real quick.
The caught her
this
thing, I
one.
think.
Right? Well,
Yeah.
we can save.
We can save it for later.
You can save it on this statement, so.
I am personally a big fan of the lore that one karma is just fucking.
He escaped. He escaped from his death sentence by Holy Blade, and is now just hanging out.
He's wearing a fake mustache.
Groucho Marx.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm gonna update the tier list and put Von Karma and add a fucking fake mustache on him now.
His name is Con Barma.
I'm
Oh.
Convarma, I'm not a prosecutor.
So there's Von Karma, who is an AMV pyre, and then there is an enigmatic secondary character known as Con Varma, who is in the normal tier, and it's just Von Karma with a mustache, because he's not allowed to show any of his abilities. Otherwise, they'll identify him immediately.
This is true. Also, I've thought about consolidating the tier list, and I have work, but I won't show it until after this case is finished.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll do
So-
like a big finishing thing when we finally finish the entirety of the game. We'll do like a big finishing thing to review all the lore, and it will be
Sure.
fun. All right. Good stream,
Good night,
everybody.
Von Karma's back, baby.
Von Karma
Yeah.
back, baby.
Baby.
All right.
Alright.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.